one altogether. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the next topic that I really want to talk about is, this, guys. What do you think of, um, our engine, right? The engine that has really started running. The challenge I want to put in front of you is, now first I want to congratulate these guys, Muhammad Abdul Qadir, Ahmad Ali, Westin, Yasir, and Burberry, for winning the top 5 prizes for the month of May, isn't it? Last month, yeah, for the month of May. I hope more people will start competing with these guys. I also want to congratulate Patience. It's very unfortunate Shem, who was our leader, missed both the prizes. That's really unfortunate. So Shem, and then Martha, and look at Jason. Jason is the luckiest guy, right? So Jason is on the 14th. There are 13 people above him, but he still won the prize for rapid riser. So Jason is extremely lucky, and Shem is extremely unlucky. I don't know whether you guys saw the pun in it. So Shem is so high up in the table, but he still just lost by a small margin for no mistake of us, right? And Jason is so low in the ranking, but still he won a prize. It's really, really surprising how things like this happen. But it did. Number one. So number two, I want to tell is, now for the month of June, right? The people who will win the prize, okay, are the ones. So imagine everything is zero now. Okay, so just because Muhammad has done 2371 in the month of May, he doesn't start from 2371. Okay, so basically, let's say Muhammad, let me show you how we will do it. Okay, I hope you can get this. Let's say Muhammad has done 3000, 3500, and this is the winning total, and that will be this minus this. Okay, so if he's done 3000 and this guy has done 3500 as well, and this guy has done 3500. Okay, so the person who will win here, let's say this guy has done 3700 and this guy has done 3800. Okay, the person who will win is Westin with 2565. Not, even though he's done 3700, it is the person with a difference who will win, which means everybody becomes zero here. All of you starting from zero. You will win only, whoever is doing the highest in the month of June will be the winner. Your past glory will be completely erased. So every month we start from zero. I hope that is clear to everybody. What is this?
Hello?
Yes.
Anis, I have, I mean, not an objection, but look like an objection. I don't know how do we make this game fair, because I mean, I just want to talk about the limitation issue. I was doing a research. I did the research, I think, 2 days ago, when my client faced the same problem with limitations, and I found out that LinkedIn has, implemented this limitation, this weekly limit to 100 by user, invitations, and this is currently not every LinkedIn account that is under this limit, because there are still more, more accounts that are still able to send more invitations, but it looks like it's LinkedIn is just testing this new limit on, I mean, it's just like a selection that there are profiles that are being, put under testing, and others are still, are still able to send more invitations. So I think that's where the problem is. So it's not, it's not something to do with, the person being active on LinkedIn or not. But if we can track this based on the limitation, so that would mean a month, a person will be able to send at least 400 400 invitations. Can we have that as a, mark, for everybody, but putting into consideration that there are still folks who can still go beyond that based on the new LinkedIn algorithm. I don't know, what do you think about that?
No, it was okay. No, you know you have pointed a very important thing, very important thing. Please go on mute as soon as you finish talking, and when you're not talking, please be on mute. So it is a
Yeah,
very
because there's nothing. You see, like somebody like let's say Patience. Patience is his profile is being tested by LinkedIn at the moment. But this is a new thing that LinkedIn is testing at the moment. And if a Patience profile is under that category of people's profiles that are being tested, he cannot go beyond 100 a week, even if he's active on LinkedIn or he's going crazy posting, commenting and doing these things. And someone else who just joined, LinkedIn some days ago, a week ago, has just created a beautiful profile and has, posted a few posts, and he's getting a great, connection back, rate, so this person will be able to go crazy to send even 600 or 1,000, connections a month. So that's where I'm trying to think, how do we go about this? Because some other guys, some other colleagues raised the same question in the group, because this is beyond, our capability.
Yes. No, very true. Very true. In fact, that brings us to a very important topic, because uh, what do does it really matter? Does it matter who sends the most amount of connections?
No.
Why?
Look, I think what matters a lot here, it's about, for me, I look at, the focus, and the commitment. And, because at the end of the day, it's not about the price, but it's about, because if you do it for yourself on a daily basis, that would mean if you get a client and you agree with a client that, you'll be doing, let's say 20, every day. So you'll go with that same spirit, I think that's what we are trying to instill in everybody, rather than looking at the price at the end of the day, because that's what I'm trying to say. If we go as per the race, putting all of us putting in mind that there will be money, at the end of the month, I'm telling you, 30 of us, I'll be sending the 100 for the whole week. I get the limitation. All of us will have 400 at the end of the month. You see, so I think that's the idea we need to have in mind. It's not about sending more connections or winning the prize, but it's about that that consistency and doing it every day. And even if you have the limitation, you still go back to your profile, you still monitor the engagement, the connection back, you still post, you still comment, and make sure your account is active. And that's the only way we can get people to give us jobs and all these things. I think
Absolutely.
that's my thought on that.
Absolutely. So why am I then, you're absolutely right. What we are trying to do here is, just getting the engine started. Today the engine has started, and the engine is running at 20,000 a month, right? Doesn't mean anything. This engine running at 20,000 a month means nothing, right? It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Because so what if it is running like that, right? Big deal. So I want to ask you the question. So what should be the real deal here then? The real competition should be for what? For sending the highest number of connections? What should we be competing with for?
Yeah, my suggestion.
Anis,
Yes, go ahead, Bana.
You see, if you look at, you made some changes, even in our value proposition when it comes to social media based selling. So, I mean, if we can go per that, like, let's say, is everybody, let's say, are we, because, you know, like, we may have the same capability of sending 100 messages per day, and Bahana will not have that consistency of that focus of, you know, doing that every day, you know, sending connections every day. It's another problem. So we have the same power, we have the same, you know, the same tools, but you are not just doing your work. I mean, you are not committed, you are not consistent, you are not focused, you're not. So the connection should not, I think, like, if you look at the current LinkedIn algorithm, I don't think it's a fair race, because, you know, there are those whose profiles are, you know, can allow them to go crazy and send more than that, and there are those who are totally limited. So that should not be, you know, the case, but consistency, focus, and you know.
Yeah, no, Bahana, I get you, but I'll come back to you, Bahana. So, Jean-Marie, you know, what were you trying to say? I asked the question, you know, what is important?
Yeah,
what is important?
Of course. Number one, I just sell Bahana's idea, but I also wanted to see how we can make things work smoothly and just be success towards step up and step up leaders and members.
Mhm.
If we can just starting myself, the goal that I've set, once I see that I can, to be honest, I cannot send those hundreds of messages, like 500 messages per week or whatever. But I was happy with how we started, just to have a goal, maybe daily, to have 40 to 50 messages connect, which is achievable to maybe to everyone if we commit. And just to have our profile look awesome accordingly, then having time to monitor and do research on the things that can have value, can give value to whatever we are doing, so that we can, at the end of the day, close the deal. Yeah, this was my suggestion. Rather than focusing on the high number that has no result. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, Jean-Marie, I just had to, you know, run for getting at my door. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. So just coming back, you know, we are just, you know, focused on sending connection request and trying to put, you know, competition. Why? You know, just to get consistency of doing work and starting the engine. You know, when you start the engine, doesn't mean that, you know, the car is going to run, right? You just started the engine. The car will run only if you, you know, and move only if you, you know, win deals, right? Sending the connection request doesn't win deals. Correct? So the real deal is how many connected back to you. Right now, it is at a pathetically low number. We need to see how to make it work. Then how many are engaging in a meaningful, no, forget about meaningful, engaging in a conversation. Finally, how many are signing up? These are the most meaningful things. The first one is just, you know, the car is, was, you know, just standing, you filled petrol, you made your LinkedIn makeover, right? And then you started the engine and you're revving the engine. You're just, you know, you've not really moved anywhere. The car has not moved anywhere. The engine is started. It is like, you know, making a lot of sound. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're making a lot of sound. It means nothing. Though only if the car starts to take you from point A to point B, then you have really started moving, right? So, so remember, number 2, number 3, number 4 is the most important thing. Obviously, number 4 is the only thing that really matters. Okay, so I want to spend some time, even though Bahana, I think, you started with a question. I'll answer that question before I, go first. So I just started that competition, Bahana, just to get started. Okay, so that at least, because there is no mind, there is nothing needs to be put in number 1, right? It's just sheer robotic work. I want everybody to be able to do that basic robotic basic work, right? It doesn't need anything. If you can't even do the first one, then there is no meaning in you aiming for the second, third, and fourth. You'll never go to the second place, third place. If you didn't know how to start your car, how are you going to drive it, right? So I really wanted to start at the first, so that everybody knows how to at least start the car and just rev the engine, right? But the real destination is to be able to do 2 and 3 and 4, right? And that's what is the real competition is going to be, and that real competition is the one that is going to pay us significant amount of money. Okay, you have to remember that. Now, so Bahana, this question of can we also take take the connection back? I think that's what you're saying. Don't take the connection back. Give at least a month or at least 2 months before you take the connection back. In fact, some of the people who competed in this competition has taken lots of connection back, and I gave them a warning message that that is not acceptable. You cannot send a connection request to 100 people or 1,000 people, and then after 1 week take the connections back. That is unacceptable, right? You have to have the connection.
Hello. We lost Anis, huh?
No, sorry, I'm here, Bahana. Something happened just now, some very loud noise.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that happened to you also. Some very loud noise came through. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, so so this is something that I wanted to discuss, guys. We are sent nearly 20,000 new connections this month, 1 month. We need to really look at how many of them are connecting back to us, how many of them are engaging back in a conversation, and how many of them are really signing up. Because if we are not getting a response, then we are doing something wrong and we need to correct it. There is no point in mindlessly sending connections. Yeah, if number 2 is not happening. So I want to quickly pause here for 1 second and then take your views. What is really happening? Bahana or anybody, Jamari, do you, like, for example, we can ask maybe Muhammad also, Muhammad Abdul Qadir, how many people connected back with you, Muhammad, so far? Do you have a sense? Or any of you guys? Because according to HubSpot, there is only few of you. How many connected back with you? Anyway, I think it's wrong.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, like for me, Bugashane.
Yes.
So previously I just sent 350 connections.
Yeah.
And I got 37 connection back. Huh?
Okay.
And then I was just given again another list of 200.
Mhm.
But among the 200, I've already sent 175 and I got 10 connection back.
Okay.
But I'm still sending and expecting that maybe other people may still be connecting back.
Sure. So Bugashane, you've got like 50 people connected back totally. 50.
Sorry?
No. So you have more than 50 people connecting back with you.
No, 47 now. 47.
Total? Yeah, totally 47.
Up to yesterday, there were now 47 total.
Okay. Okay. And that's a good number. 47 out of how many?
Out of now 350 plus 175, almost 500.
Wow, that's 10%.
520 some.
That's actually very good. 10% of the people connecting back is very, very good.
Okay.
I am actually surprised, Bugasane, meaning, you know, let me look at your profile because, you know, 10% is really good. Because you know, Muhammad, can you tell me, Abdul Qadir, can you tell me how many of them are connecting back with you? Anybody, Muhammad or Ahmed Ali or Westin, Yasser, Berberi. Now I want to look at the top 5 people or top 6. Patience, Shem, Martha, Kasi, Selimani. How many of them are connecting back with you? Roughly, just roughly. You know, if you go to your first degree connections, you'll know, right?
Yeah, mine are 89 connected back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me find out. Okay, let's assume that Bugashane, you know, so 50 people, you know, connected back with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's got 197 connections. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. So, Bhashane, how many of them you have sent the second message to?
The second message, so all those who have been connecting back, so whenever it just connects back, then I send the second message.
Okay, so you have sent the second message to all the 47 people that you have.
Yeah, hopefully that.
Okay. And so far, nobody has responded from the 50.
Hi, Anis.
Nobody has responded.
Yes.
Only that, only one was there when I sent first this first message. Then he just wrote that I wanted to know more. Then I sent the second message. But after the second message, he did not respond back yet.
Okay. So this is your thing. Okay. So you're connecting with the US.
Currently, US.
Okay. We need to improve this, guys. I think, you know, if this 4 steps are not happening, first of all, we need to measure what is the, you know, what is the level at which we are doing it. Okay. I'm thinking the best way to measure that is, you know, of course, I can give you the data like this, you know, in the form of competition, but the best way to measure that is, you know, using your own dashboard, which is, you know, over here, where you talk about how many of you have contacted, how many of them have connected back. Can we take an action, everybody, you know, to, you know, fill this up, guys? Because I think at the end of the day, this is the only thing that matters. How many you have contacted, how many have connected, what is the percentage which is connecting back with you, how many of them are engaging with you, right? And how many you have converted. And this is there for each and every one of you. Yeah. If we don't track this, then we will fail miserably. And this is a very serious thing, people. You have to understand what we have succeeded so far is only half the story. The half the story is, if somehow somebody finds a job for you, you guys are able to do it. I think I have no doubt in my mind that you can deliver the job. Does anybody have a doubt in their mind whether you can actually deliver the job or not? You understand what I mean by delivering a job, right? Executing a job, right? I have no doubt in my mind that with the right leader and the team member, you guys, every single one of you can deliver the job. Is that a fair assumption? Everybody can do the job?
Yeah, I think that
That's
is
fair.
true.
I think that's
Yeah.
fair. The real
It's a
question
fair-
is, can we find a job on our own?
Yes, the remaining 50% is we have failed there dramatically. I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't be harsh like that, but
The challenge is to fish.
yeah, we have not been successful so far. And I want to tell you, we have to become successful people. We have to succeed in finding the job, right? If we cannot find our jobs that we are going to do, then we will fail totally, because that's the first step, right? And I do not want to depend on anybody to find your jobs. Initially, when I started this, I thought I will find volunteers in US, volunteers in UK, volunteers in Australia, volunteers all over the world, and all these volunteers would do the job hunting for us, right? That's what I thought we will do. And I was quite unsuccessful. I sort of failed in that. I don't know how to do that properly. The volunteers were not very committed. It's very difficult to do anything for free, you see, right? It's really hard, right? So, the only person who really cares about your success is you. So you have to win your jobs. You have to win your job somehow. If we fail in that, then our whole thing will fail. So we have to, make this successful. We are just, the whole competition is happening on just this one line. How many have you contacted? Just this one line. How many have you contacted, right? We are not even competing on how many we are connected, how many are engaged, how many are converted, right? We have to travel all this way. And the real price is this. The real price is conversion. This is where we get the real price. All these other prices that you are getting for contacted and connected is, simply just a, motivation price. The real price is converted. How many have you really converted? If you learn how to convert for yourself, it is very easy for you to learn how to convert for your client. Otherwise, you will be doing mindless work. Anybody who does mindless work never lasts forever. You have to put your mind in terms of, how do I make the final win? The final win is conversion. Not contacting, not connecting, not engaging. If you do not convert, then you don't win. Right? So we need to do something to improve our thing, guys. I have tried my best to come out with the messages, our contacting message, our engaging messages, our converting messages, pitch, everything. But that's not enough. I think there are various factors that are important, and I think we need to really get better and better in those factors. And I think there is only so much in our hands. One of the most important things, guys, I want you to remember is is your LinkedIn profile. Right, your LinkedIn profile should look just amazing. I'm really I guarantee you, I'm not trying to be look at see, I'm really impressed with what Bugashane has done his profile. I'm really impressed. Look at his profile. It is, it is perfect. It is nearly perfect. He should get much more connections. Obviously the one thing that is not good about his profile is he has not been active. Where are his tweets? If I see his activity, it's not very it's not too much. Yeah, just 3 things that he has done in his entire life, which is terrible. But if Bugashane learns a bit from whatever we did today and starts posting about refugees and education and jobs and future of work and everything that we talked about today, his profile will become richer and richer and richer. His profile is looking very rich. I'm telling you, it is one of the best amongst many I have seen. Just one small problem is this background is very blurred. I don't know why. I think instead of downloading from Bahana's profile, I think it is better if you download it from the WhatsApp I sent you, and then you will be slightly better. See, I hope you can see the difference between these two. Can you see? This is Bahana's banner, and this is Bugashana's banner. Can you see the difference? Is the difference obviously clear? Can you see the clarity? You might say, what is the big deal about having a little bit less clear banner? Yeah, all these are important, guys. Okay, so I think number one, Bahana, is having a very nice profile is very important. The second is your activity also. I know, Bahana, you're posting for so many people, but you should start posting for yourself as well, right, Bahana? Yeah, so that's the those are the 2 important things. Yes. Yes, Bahana, can hear you. Okay. No, any other thoughts, guys? I think I'm really worried about this thing. Let's start scientifically. Okay, let's start this whole thing a bit more scientifically. We have done 20,000. Everybody has done 20,000. So please go to this Excel sheet. Every one of you have access to this Excel sheet, right? I'll just share it once again. The Excel sheet copy, right? Go to the Excel sheet and make sure these columns, right? Contacted, connected, right? Engaged and converted are filled up precisely, right? Make sure you fill this up every week or at least every 2 weeks. Yeah, this one in this Excel, because we would only with this we can track whether we are being successful or not, right? And somehow, we need to do something to become successful. I don't know what else. I think these are the 3 things that I think. One is your, let me actually bring that the LinkedIn thing here. LinkedIn is the number 1 thing in terms of your
Anis,
yes, please.
something was coming. I don't know whether it's a good idea, but I just want to comment on the posting, the content. that I mean, the team, we are posting on LinkedIn. The same for, for StepUp, as a social media, company and all these things. So I think so far what you are doing, it's good already, the post that you are making. But I also feel like, what do you think if, we can bring in some industry content, like, let's say, how-tos, for example, about the things that we are doing, like social selling, social media marketing, and all these things, So if you can have a team of, make a team among the graduates of like what we've already begun with Paul. So if we can gather a team of 5 people, and diversify the content apart from the, the new graduates, celebrations, congratulations, new client, but also have industry posts, industry articles, social media and all these other stuff. I don't know what you think about that.
No,
And
no.
then the graduates could be sharing also the same, on their platforms.
Yeah, so you're talking about sharing on StepUp.One platform, like Paul is doing, or you're talking about your own, thing. So no, Bahana, I think what you're saying is brilliant. We need to do that. So Paul has started doing it for just the post, but we need to do the industry thing as well. That's what you're saying. What I'm saying is, every time, so we can make this small team. Let's say Paul, Martha, and then I don't know who else has access to Hootsuite, but all the people, some of these people that who we have given access to in some of our team members, I don't know, some of our people can actually start posting onto StepUp, and every one of us must do some comment or something on top of it and post on their own profile. Is that what you're saying, Bahana? Because I was not very clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. But I am thinking, Bahana, a little bit more than that also, right? You have to do your own as well. You might be interested in so many things outside StepUp, right? For whatever cost that you are this thing, you should enrich your profile with or without StepUp. See, this is a fight that you are doing it. So this is your profile and your activity. This is Bagashane's profile and his activity. He can post whatever he wants. Of course, he will do whatever StepUp is posting, comment, etc., etc. But he should make his own life richer, his own profile richer, right? This is what is in our hand. We have to make our profiles richer. Number one, by the way our profile looks and the kind of things that we are posting. That is one. Number two, the messaging, everything needs to be really top notch, which we are trying to do. Right. Just one more question to everybody. I mean, maybe Mohammed Hassan, you can try to answer this question, because I have a problem, because I'm a little worried about this title. Can you just read this title and tell me what do you think as let's say as an outsider, let's say as a client, how does this title sound? Does this title sound too salesy and too problematic? Because I sometimes worry, whether this title, maybe Joel, you can say, or Muhammad Hassan, you can say, because I want a slightly different opinion. Everybody thinks it's nice. A lot of my friends, everybody thinks it's nice, but I really, maybe see, something is not good about what we are doing. Something is not right. Because we are connecting with 20,000 clients. At least 2,000, 3,000 of them should be connecting back, and at least 1,000 people should be having conversations, and at least 100 of them should be signing up. And that is not happening.
Excuse me, Anis.
Yes.
There is even from when I try to read, sometimes when the team members get feedback, it's like some people, they misunderstood our message. They think like it's kind of humanitarian. We are looking for maybe funds. We are looking, yeah, some of the messages come like that. So you hear someone telling you, so we have supported many people, then look for other, such kind of those messages. So,
Yeah. I have seen that actually. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
it's like there is a way, these refugees that we are putting in front, of course, there is a way we can try to see how we can stimulate especially the first message and the second message, so that people, they can read the message as the people who are coming to support their business with our marketing skill, rather than vulnerability that look like we need more fund, more support. Yeah, that is one of the way that I...
yeah, that's a very important feedback, Jean-Marie. Very important feedback. You know, instead of all this bloody, this fancy titles like this, any other comment? You know, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, you know, ways to improve the way we are presenting ourselves to our future employers. And there is something wrong that we are doing. There is clearly something wrong we are doing. You know, there is a...
Yeah, the title might be a factor, but I don't think whether, you know, it's the only one thing that, you know,
No, it's, yeah, of
making
course.
all these things not
Of
happen.
course.
Because
Yeah,
we also need to revisit, you know, the target audience as well. At some point, we might have mistaken somewhere, you know, on the people that we are reaching out to. It's also good to do course correction in terms of the target audience. Number two, the people who are sending the requests, you know, the connections, and the you know, we need the sentiment of the country, like where are we sending this country, the connections from, and where are these connections going, and how do people take, you know, connections from unknown people, you know, invitations. I think these are the things also need to analyze, like, you know, how do, I mean, US, you know, people take invitations from, outsiders, you know, from unknown. Do they even have time to go and look at the person's profile? And then when they go and look at the person profile, they find that the person just have, you know, let's say 50 connections, and you are connecting with a manager, with a director. You know, some of these guys may not connect back.
Okay. No, I think I know what you mean. So we reframe our title, we relook our target audience. And what is the third point you are mentioning, Bahana? You're saying that, you know, they will look at
the connections, the base. I mean, okay, the profile of the graduate, and you know, because, you know, like, I'm just trying to understand. You see, like, when you are reaching out to somebody, you are telling him you want to help the person, you know, grow his LinkedIn connections, for example. Like, what you want to do, you want to sell to the right audience, and he goes and looks your profile. You don't even have the right people. You have less 100 connections.
Yeah.
And I mean, your audience is not relevant. So I wonder, you know, I wonder, how do you help me? How do you help me? You know, what
That is
are
a
you going
good
to
point.
do?
Very good point.
You know, how will you help me reach my goal while yourself you are not even, like, you know?
To, I think, at least 500. Because once you become more than 500, then LinkedIn doesn't show you how many.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is a fantastic point. We need to,
Anis, before you conclude on that, I wanted also to see these things on what comes first. Like for example, we are maybe clients, then now StepUp is contacting us. What comes first? What do you see first before you go to the title? I think it's the first message. It's the first message now will just be like a hook for you. Then you feel like, let me see this person who's talking this. This is the next step. Then later you can go deep seeing even the about or whatever, what is posting, but what comes first is the first message.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then this first message should be relevant with whatever our profile is. And this is what we are trying to do. But in the first message, there is some misunderstanding that is happening to the potential client. We sound like we are looking for support.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, let's say if Bahana sends me a message, it should look like a solid. Oh, this is even a separate message actually. Okay. So if Bahana sends a message to me, it doesn't come here. Oh, this is not even this is another profile. Okay. No, I get it. I get it. Let me think about it. I think these are really, so Jean-Marie, what you're saying is, our first message itself needs to, we need to rethink our first message so that it's a direct.
Yeah, my understanding is like those people, they don't care about supporting refugees or what.
And
what
we don't
they
want,
care,
we don't want anybody to support us, right? That's very clear.
Sure.
We are not.
Yeah, it's very clear, but the way it sounds, even from the feedback, if some members, they can share with us also their experience, it's like we are not presenting the work at the first place. You can see the first line is say what? Everyone has a role too. This is what comes first. It's connect them as a humanitarian just to feel like they can give job to refugees. I'm trying to support the way I understand, but it's not always right. But we can see on the first message how we can present our job. For me, I really support the title that we have so far. Because even when you explain to someone that title, driving whatever revenue, it sounds perfect. Someone will feel like you want to see how we can now drive this to his business. But the first message, it's like we need support. You can read first and see what we are doing.
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And Anis, I think I just want to agree a little bit with Jean-Marie, at the same time disagree. We, in the first place, we don't need to to talk about anything to do with what we bring to the table in terms of business and all these things, because otherwise it's gonna sound scammy and salesy again. We need to first focus on building relationship and conversations with these potential clients. If the person connects back, of course, and that's why I like the second message. It's more detailed and it has actually everything that the clients need to know about the business we are doing. But in first place, we need to focus on just bringing creating that sentiment, that relationship, bringing the person to join our idea, our journey, and all these things, rather than putting the business in front. So we should focus more on building relationships and in first place when we send the first message, rather than selling at first.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Sure. Yeah.
I think both of you have a point, and I want to, even Moses, thank you for that thing, what you're saying, because this is what we want to avoid. We are not asking for charity. We are not asking for help. We are saying we are going to deliver significant value, and we need that to come quickly, right? But Bahana, I agree with you. The first message cannot be about business. It has to be about a broader topic. What do you think of this title? Sometimes simplicity is what we need. We need simple simple to understand stuff.
Exactly. I wanted even to comment that it's very simple.
No, because, that's what we need to do, right? Driving business, driving revenue, all that nonsense you write at the bottom, somewhere else. What are you going to do for me? In fact, I'm very tempted, to say this. Something like this, just put the money also there. I mean, like, just sorry.
Sounds well, and it looks well, and it has really summarized everything we've been writing, those long texts.
Yeah. See, because I don't know what you guys, this sounds a bit harsh, just telling the money, right up front. But if you remove the money, then, it really tells. I mean, I wouldn't put the money. It's really, really bad. But this is very clear. I mean, we can, I'll work with some of you to, make it more, meaningful. That's one. So I'll do this title. But, look at how Bugashane has done his, a picture, Bahana, I think we should try and imitate, Bugashane. Look at the clean picture. This is an important one, Bahana. I'm telling you, very important. Having that clean, even your picture, I wouldn't give 100 marks. It's not good. You can get rid of this background, or get a better picture. Look at this. This is perfect, right? Even the small things, right? So Martha has done a fantastic job. I really like her picture. Look at this. Perfect. There's one small imperfection here, but it's okay. Because that's important. And I understand what is the problem. Like Martha has 202 connections. You're the only one who seems to have more than 500 connections. Okay, let's do that. I'll also relook at the target audience. We are currently looking at the US. I'm wondering, should we focus a little bit on Europe? Maybe countries like Norway, Denmark, right? Or I don't know. I don't know whether should we focus on people who are some way or the other connected with some refugee initiatives and stuff like that. I mean, I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. But let me relook at that.
No. Let's just go for businesses.
Let's look for businesses. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this one? Common connections. How do we get our connections to 500 at the minimum? How do we do that?
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You remember what we did with the Kenyan, the Kenyan list. So it boosted many of us. Huh? So I think because these guys are connecting back, regardless of
business,
not giving a business and all these things, but at least they were engaging and connecting back.
Okay.
I think that's very important. And if you look at the profiles, actually, they are good. They are big guys, in that in the business industry. So what we can do, we just need to look at the data statistics about Africa, like in terms of countries whereby internet penetration is like the country where using internet in terms of there's integration of technology in business and all these things, and we go after those countries. We try, especially for the new graduate, we give them lists. Let's say, for example, if the top 10 countries in Africa, where internet is influencing, for example, business and all these things. And then we get a list from those countries, based on the data, and then we give it to new graduates to try, as we are also for some of us already in the US market, we can transition, for example, after we've done an analysis of the campaign we did the US, then we can try also Europe. But the new graduates are starting with Africa, just to build their foundation, to build their connections. But it's not any country in Africa. It's not just because we have Somalis in the team, let's go for Somali. No. We need to make sure that, we base in data, because there's no point of going to a country whereby there's not even internet penetration. So which means this business don't even need internet sometimes. So let's look at some of, like, there are many reports we can read, and maybe we get the top 5 or top 10, countries in Africa, and then we get the list based on the same way we do the target audiencing and all these things, and we share with the graduate. They first build their network, their connections, and then from there we'll be good to go. Almost the same thing we did with Kenya.
Got it. I can do that easily. I can create a list of some 50,000 people in Africa totally, and these are not just small people, right? We'll bring the chief executives and the big people, and we will start connecting with them with using our new graduates. And once they reach 500 people connection, we can start focusing on the US and everywhere else.
Fantastic.
But Bahana, while we do that, right? Say for example, what I'm really not able to make up my mind is, let's say Jean-Marie, yourself, right? Why are you guys, you guys should start getting, so Jean-Marie has just 100 more connections to become 500. It's 402. You're already more than 500, which is good, right?
At 1,000 and something.
Yeah. Yeah, we somehow, the leaders should start winning deals, right? That's what I'm really not able to understand. Why aren't the leaders winning deals? Joel, why is Joel? Joel should be like, winning like crazy, because, she's got one of the best, no, you can't get better than this. You can't get better than this. Even she has only 434 connections. I mean, this is what I'm not able to understand, So Joel, you, Jean-Marie, you guys should win like crazy. I'm totally able to understand why, a Moses or a Yasmin will struggle, right? But so this is very important, guys. We need to really see how to win, with some of you people, because if we have not yet cracked the winning formula. We have cracked the working formula. We know how to work. I think we have done it. I can very confidently say that we have really cracked the working formula, but we have not cracked the winning formula, and I'm not able to understand why. We have to keep changing until we win. We'll change the title. We'll make our messages simple. We'll make our messages shorter. We will make your photos look cleaner. Your banners look, sharper, right? Yeah, your profiles are more richer. Your connections are more than 500. Yeah, we'll do all those things. But one of you have to start winning. Is that right, Joel? I mean, one of you have to start winning. I know today has been a very long one. It must be really tiring to attend this long sessions, but I really, I know Rafael, you are a bit clueless. Thank you for attending the whole session. put up with us. I know this group is now having people who've been there for 3 years, people who've been here for 3 days. So when you talk to people who have been 3 years and 3 days, it is difficult, but just keep coming, just keep doing this with us. You will understand everything. So don't worry about it. See, there is one last thing that I wanted to just quickly show you, and then but I will not discuss. See, this is a list that I started preparing. I'll just share it with everybody. I call this the new graduate onboarding list. What and all they have to do. I want at least the leaders to contribute with me on how to make this list more so it starts with a very simple thing, like getting started, learning skills, joining your team, finding your job, working on social selling, or working on social marketing. So these are the various things that people need to do. How to get their email, how to get their HubSpot, how to get all the steps are there here, step by step. I just made it so that every one of us can participate in making it much more richer, and just use it for every one of our team members going forward. I was looking for a tool to do this. Even now I'm not able to find the good tool to do this. Anyway, I'll pause it here. I will share these links with you, and then we will take it from there. All right, everybody, I think today we have really extended our time to 2.5 hours, so I'll try not to do that in the future. I'll see you everybody next week, but let's try to close the test that we need to do in the next 2-3 days. Please prepare 5 posts, 3 LinkedIn and 2 Twitter, and put it on your own Twitter and this thing, and send me the link, so that we can share the link with the so each of the 5 links, basically, right? You will share the links with me with your name. If possible, you can even add the theme, so you can say the first theme is growth and transformation. Here is a link to my tweet. The second one is building better world. Here is a link to my tweet. Here is a 3rd tweet, 4th tweet, 5th tweet. Okay, you can just send it to me. I will consolidate and then send it to the right guys. Okay, I hope everybody is clear. Let's end it. All right, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for being patient and attending the whole session.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Anis.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.